everyone, welcome back to Jikook News. The year 2025 became one of the most talked about years among ARMY, especially fans of Jungkook and Jimin. After going through various career phases, individual activities, and each of their busy schedules, Jikook's togetherness throughout this year felt even more meaningful. Not because of excessive appearances, but because every moment that surfaced seemed to carry its own story, emotion, and meaning. From the stage to casual moments captured by the camera, 2025 felt like the year when their chemistry once again became a main highlight. Since the beginning of the year, Jungkook and Jimin's interactions have already drawn attention. In several official BTS schedules and related projects, the two appeared to show a very natural sense of comfort with each other. Brief glances, small smiles, and the habit of standing close together became details quickly caught by cameras and, of course, by fans. Many said that the way they interacted this year felt calmer, more mature, yet still warm like before. There were no excessive gestures, but that was precisely what made it feel sincere. In the middle of 2025, Jikook moments became an even hotter topic after several behind-the-scenes clips and spontaneous interactions spread widely. Jungkook, known for being expressive, appeared more protective, while Jimin seemed increasingly comfortable expressing himself around Jungkook. On several occasions, the two were seen waiting for each other, adjusting their steps to match, and showing small acts of care that often slipped past the main spotlight but became gold for fans. Not only on stage or at official events, their togetherness also felt strong in more relaxed settings. Some casual moments shared through official content or stories they told during interviews showed how close their bond truly is. The way Jungkook mentioned Jimin, the tone of Jimin's voice when talking about Jungkook, and the smile that appeared every time that name was mentioned became proof that their relationship is not just about being co-workers, but a friendship built over many years. Toward the end of 2025, discussions about Jikook grew even more intense. Many fans felt that their togetherness this year felt like returning to the roots, reminding them of the early days of BTS when Jungkook and Jimin were often seen always together. The difference now is that they appear with greater emotional maturity. Their interactions are no longer just playful, but filled with understanding and mutual respect. Fan reactions to this series of moments were immense. Social media was flooded with video clips, expression analyses, and compilations of Jikook moments throughout 2025. Many called this year one of the warmest eras for Jikook, not because of sensation, but because of the consistency of togetherness that felt real. For ARMY, seeing Jungkook and Jimin continue to support each other amid a long career journey was deeply emotional. In the end, the Jikook recap of 2025 is not about speculation or excessive assumptions, but about two individuals who grew together, got to know each other over a long period of time, and continue to choose to stand side by side. This year became a reminder that behind the glittering stage and global spotlight, Jungkook and Jimin still show the same bond: warm, sincere, and full of stories. And perhaps that is why every small moment between them in 2025 feels so big in the hearts of fans. Entering the second half of 2025, Jungkook and Jimin's togetherness increasingly showed a distinct pattern. It was no longer just spontaneous moments coincidentally caught on camera, but interactions that seemed to have become a natural habit between them. In several official schedules, fans began to notice that Jikook were often in the same rhythm, whether walking, sitting, or talking with other members. Small details like Jungkook adjusting his pace to match Jimin's or Jimin reflexively turning his head when Jungkook spoke became recurring scenes throughout the year. In several interview moments, even without directly talking about each other, Jungkook and Jimin's responses often reflected emotional closeness. The way they laughed when each other's name was mentioned, or how their expressions softened, was something fans immediately noticed. The year 2025 felt like a time when they no longer needed to explain anything, because their togetherness spoke for itself. A relationship built over more than a decade now appeared even more solid and calm. Stage moments also became an important part of the Jikook recap this year. In several performances, brief interactions such as exchanging glances, small smiles, or subtly moving closer once again became highlights. Not because they were excessive, but because they felt sincere and unforced. Many fans felt that their chemistry in 2025 seemed more mature, warmer, and full of mutual trust. There was no effort to attract attention, yet that was precisely what made every interaction feel so powerful. Beyond the stage, behind-the-scenes moments became the most talked about. Several clips showed Jungkook and Jimin in relaxed settings, sharing light jokes, or simply sitting side by side without many words. In that silence, many fans felt they could see their true closeness. The year 2025 seemed to show that their togetherness does not always need to be expressed in words, because simply being present for each other is enough. As time went on, discussions about Jikook grew more reflective. Many fans began comparing their togetherness in the early BTS years with what was seen in 2025. If back then their relationship was filled with youthful energy and spontaneous joy, now it has transformed into something more stable and understanding. Jungkook and Jimin look like two people who deeply understand each other, including when to speak and when simply to be there. Toward the end of the year, the final Jikook moments of 2025 once again left a deep impression. In a calmer and more reflective atmosphere, their interactions felt like a warm closing chapter for a long journey throughout the year. Many fans felt that this year provided emotional answers, not through statements or confessions, but through the consistency of togetherness that never faded. Jikook in 2025 was not about big, sensational moments, but about a series of small moments that, when combined, formed a complete story. ARMY's reaction to this recap of togetherness was overwhelming. Social media was filled with compilation videos, detailed analyses, and emotional messages from fans who felt connected to Jungkook and Jimin's journey. For many, seeing Jikook continue to stand together and support each other amid the pressures of the entertainment industry became a source of comfort. The year 2025 seemed to remind everyone that behind all the major achievements, there is a human connection that is maintained sincerely. Ultimately, the recap of Jikook throughout 2025 is about two individuals who grew together, faced change, and continued to choose to remain by each other's side. There is no forced narrative, no conclusions that must be drawn excessively. There is only a journey of consistent, warm, and meaningful togetherness. And perhaps that is exactly why Jikook in 2025 feels so special to many people, because its beauty lies in simple things done with sincerity. Looking back at the overall journey of Jikook in 2025, one thing that stands out the most is the consistency of their togetherness. It is not always obvious on the surface, but instead appears in small, recurring patterns. Jungkook and Jimin seem to understand each other's rhythm, whether in crowded situations or in quieter moments. When the atmosphere is full of attention, they maintain professionalism, and when the cameras pull back slightly, that closeness remains without needing to be overly displayed. On several occasions, fans also noticed how Jungkook and Jimin often acted as a balance for each other. When Jungkook appeared quieter or more focused, Jimin's presence by his side seemed to provide comfort. Conversely, when Jimin looked tired or more sensitive, Jungkook appeared to be there in his own way, through small gestures, simple acts of care, or simply staying close. A relationship like this cannot be built in a short time. It is the result of a long process they have gone through together over many years. The year 2025 also showed how Jikook's togetherness evolved alongside their maturity as individuals. No longer just friends who constantly joke around, they now appear as two people who understand boundaries, space, and each other's needs. This is precisely where many fans feel their bond has grown stronger. Not all togetherness has to be filled with loud laughter or striking interactions. Sometimes, being quietly together is already meaningful enough. Interestingly, many Jikook moments this year went viral precisely because of their simplicity. A brief glance caught on camera, a spontaneous reaction to each other's words, or the way they reflexively look for one another in a crowd. These small things, when gathered throughout the year, form a complete narrative of togetherness that never truly breaks. For longtime fans, this feels like a reminder that their bond remains the same, even as time continues to move forward. At the end of 2025, the atmosphere surrounding Jikook moments felt more reflective. Many fans began to see this year as one of the important phases in their journey. Not because of major statements or shocking moments, but because of the calmness shown in their togetherness. Jungkook and Jimin seem to demonstrate that a strong relationship does not always need to be proven. It only needs to be lived consistently. For ARMY, the Jikook recap throughout 2025 became a kind of emotional journey. Each small moment felt like a puzzle piece that eventually formed a bigger picture of two people who grew together, understood each other in various situations, and continued to choose to be present for one another. Many felt that watching their togetherness this year brought a sense of warmth and comfort, as if reminding them that amid major changes, there are still things that remain. Closing this recap, Jikook in 2025 can be seen as a symbol of a relationship built on time, trust, and shared experiences. There is no dramatic ending, no exaggerated climax. There is only a journey that continues, step by step, with togetherness that still feels real. And perhaps that is exactly why every Jungkook and Jimin moment in 2025 feels so memorable, because it does not shout for attention, but slowly settles in the hearts of those who witness it.